from last week, you've gained even more bags of tea.
Yeah, I think we probably have gained 2 more bags. Well, we went shopping, mate, so I had to replace it.
Well, don't you use the tea you have before you buy more tea? That's how you normally...
No,
that's
not how it works, John. No, that's not how it works.
Are you just gradually getting more and more boxes and your new kitchen will be built of bags of tea?
It might well be. Maybe it will. Got a problem with that, John?
Not personally, I don't have to live there.
This is Sheer Isolation. It's presented by Kieran Moore in Trowbridge and John Ponting in Cricklade.
Hello, welcome to the Sheer Isolation podcast with John Ponting in Cricklade.
Hello.
Are you in Cirencester?
No, I'm in Cricklade. It's fine.
I said Cricklade, and then to myself, no, that's wrong. But you are in Cricklade. Okay, and I'm Kieran Moore in Trowbridge.
Well, if we're being picky, I'm halfway between Cricklade and Cirencester. But no, if I was to tell you that the actual field that I live in, nobody's going to know where that is.
The Hamlet, where the internet's delivered by horse and trap.
I'll have you know we have full fibre to the door. I might be in the middle of nowhere, but I'm in a posh middle of nowhere.
Posh middle of nowhere.
You've really thrown me by doing the opening link yourself. That's my bit. Right. Welcome to Sheer Isolation.
No, I've already said this, John. You're using my intro.
All right, what's the purpose of the show?
To highlight the local music community and the people that work within it.
Fine, fair enough, yeah. You don't need me.
Close enough to your wording.
You don't need me. As always, we've got a great guest on this week. We've got Ed Deedigan, who is from, or the man behind Kandu Arts in Chippenham, which is an amazing cause for anybody who, I suppose, just needs the support and like for artists, musicians. They've got the walking centre in the middle of town. They do events, they do exhibitions. What don't they do?
What don't they do? Exactly. He's a wonderful human being and he has a lot of drive and I admire him in so many ways. So I'm looking forward to you all. If you don't know Ed, hearing him, he is definitely worth searching out and spending some time with because he's just got a different attitude about life that I find really refreshing.
So that's still to come, and we'll be playing a couple of tracks on the show. Should we start with the track now? Why not?
We can do. We're going to start with your track.
Yeah, I don't pick tracks very often because I go out there and find the obscure musicians. No, I was going to say, I'm not saying that Silver Sam is obscure. He is quite. No, Silver Sam, he is Lechlade based, so up in the Cotswolds. Singer-songwriter. Very good at his parody and jokey songs, as you will see from this one. He released this last year, and it is called Unwoke Bloke on the Offensive.
Wanna be a rock star, I wanna thrash an electric guitar, I want go-go girls with afro curls, but I know that I'll never get far with this freaking ukulele, a finger-picking ukulele, and I'll never get the ladies playing freaking ukuleles. Gotta grab some groupies before things get too droopy. Gotta score some chicks, I'll hang about to bag some beaver outside Harvey Nicks. I'm leaning on a lamppost at the corner of the street, hoping a little lady will come by. Wanna make a movie like the ones on MTV. I want bronze skin bimbos, legs akimbo, crawling over me, but all I've got's this ukulele. I go busking with it daily. Sometimes I look a little shady, maybe wind up at the Old Bailey. I'm gonna buy that couch for casting. You're gonna hear them honeys gasping when my cash comes through. I wanna do what Hollywood producers do. Me too. I'm leaning on a lamppost at the corner of the street, hoping a little lady will come by. Oh me, oh my.
I met Silver Sam when I was doing open mic nights around North Wiltshire and the Cotswolds. He came to a few, and he's one of those people where you don't expect that kind of song from that person. You see him and you think he's going to play some really slow ballads or maybe some like 40s, 50s music, that kind of style, but no,
Yeah.
he's there with the comedic and the parody, and it's just
when you
hilarious.
mentioned him, I thought, oh, he's going to play some Corky. So, but it wasn't Corky. We've got another one that's similar vein.
That track is Silver Sam. It's called Unwoke Bloke on the Offensive. Look him up on YouTube because he does make some really entertaining videos to go along with his songs as well. Product placement time, Kieran, or are you just drowning in tea still?
I'm drowning in tea. I'm just trying to think. I don't think I've got anything to show you. I should really have a Parachute for Gordo vinyl because they did play for me last night, but I didn't buy it or didn't pick one up, which is a shame. So I should have had one, but I didn't. But this is where you cut in the information about Parachute for Gordo.
I'll do that so smoothly.
I had Parachute for Gordo last night. Played at the Town Hall in Trowbridge, and they absolutely blew us away, and it was insane. Absolutely. Wonderful. And it was this close to being cancelled. So we'd sold 4 tickets in advance, and I knew that it was going to be a walk-up show. I knew that. And the venue were like, "Oh, Kieran, we should cancel. There's only 4 tickets sold." I said, "No, it's all walk-ups. Don't worry." There was over 50 people in the room, and it was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
You know your stuff, don't you? That's
away.
Round trousers time when you only sell 4 tickets. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it is, and you know what? And I said to myself, I'll take a bath on it. I'll just pay the band that they can play. Yeah. And actually, I'm doing the show for me because I need to test the room out for the PA. You need to have a proper real life experience. There's no good getting a local band in. Let's do something properly with a proper out of town band that just gets us slightly out of our comfort zone and having to do things properly. Yeah, and we did it, and it was a ring success. And they said to me, "Kieran, this was better than Brighton." So I tweeted that Trowbridge is officially better than Brighton, certainly on a Tuesday night. So some of that, Brighton.
We could turn the product placement feature into the gigs that you've done in the last week, because now you are doing stuff again. You're not just relying on the postman to bring you music.
Well, that is true.
Okay, we'll move on to this week's interview then. Another chap I've never met before until the interview, and I feel like, just from chatting to him, I feel like I've known him for years because he's such an approachable man. But Kieran, do you want to tell us who Ed Deedigan is and how you got to meet him?
So that's an interesting. I don't actually know how I got to meet Ed because he was sort of one of those people that turns up and then he's always been there. But I must have met him through working at the Nield in Chippenham, where he probably hosted an event, a Kandu event, and I would have been doing the tech behind it. But like I say, once he enters your life, it feels like he's always been there. Especially with the attitudes that we have when approaching events and stuff like that, and it's all about trying to change people's lives and being a really positive force in the community, and he is all of those things. I'm absolutely delighted to have made his acquaintance, and he has such a high regard of me, and I really love that. So, and I have such a huge high regard for him too. So that's Ed in a nutshell. So take it away, Ed. For people who don't know Kandu Arts, tell us what your role is within the organisation and what the organisation does.
Right. So, bizarrely, coincidentally, it's 23 years today that we started officially.
No way.
Yeah, man. You can check my records. There's more than one person. So there's lots of great people, and I could list, and I sometimes do, and it's and it's appropriate to list all the people that have made it happen over all these years and influences, even when I was a young fella, a young tearaway, shall we say. Did I sound like Terry Wogan when I said this? I was a young tearaway. Funny enough, we do originate from the same city and island. However, I got put back on the straight and narrow by empathetic people who put up with the fact that I was slightly aggressive and a little bit off kilter, should we say. So you're still off kilter
in a beautiful way.
Thank you for that. You beautiful man, you. I was lucky enough to get influence, and my eyes opened, and my intelligence, emotional intelligence mainly, not my academic intelligence, through variety of opportunities that involve the arts. And it led me from literally being in trouble with the police to joining the band. I am Sting. Don't stand so. Don't. That didn't happen. That bit didn't happen. However, I was able then to do National Youth Theatre, do music, and meet some really interesting and influential people. Great stuff. And then started, when I wasn't doing lots of gigs and things, I would work with this brilliant organisation called Geese Theatre Company in prisons, and they always wanted me to do. I think they always wanted me to be in prison, to be fair, in secure mental hospitals. They wanted me to do it full time, and I couldn't because I was doing other things, but I loved it. There was one bit of it that made me think we need to get to people before they get here. As much as I really rate geese, they're amazing. They work all over the place. Absolutely brilliant. My wife, worked with them, and she was amazing. Got me into that. So eventually, after I'd finished my band in London, I promised her that we wouldn't raise our kids in London for all the I lived in Chippenham beforehand, loved it. Love the community, and it was actually quite easy for me to come back to reconnect with loads of really creative people. It's never changed. I bet you some people think there's some sort of like, especially the dormitory people that don't really have a connection with it, just live because of the rail and the motorway.
Yeah.
But the amount of people, you're one of them in your own context, but in my history, you've got so many people that used to make gigs happen. And obviously we were there at the time of Gold Diggers, so I was working with my brother for Branson and Nigel Ross at Diggers. I think we grew up with, and we had our own bands, and we were putting on gigs in all the local village halls, in whatever. There was never a question that we couldn't do it. We didn't have all the other social media and stuff. There wasn't a question. We run our own clubs. We did all sorts of stuff, put on loads of promotions. Some went badly wrong. I mean, badly wrong. However, a lot of learning. I was 21. I was putting on promotions then. I think it's because I didn't know you couldn't do it. And all the people I know, John Scott, Brian Reed, Math Coath, they just list goes on and on. There's a million brilliant women I could list in there as well. Funny I didn't, but I did. Lindsay Thompson, I will, just because otherwise I'm sexist. Anyway, lots of great influences. Never didn't think you couldn't do it, mate. Never didn't think you couldn't.
I believe in that so much.
And then I met some famous people who became friends after, and I started Kandu, like Mel C, everyone knows because we just talked about it.
Yeah.
I think the second year we started, so 20 whatever years ago, and her being totally loving the idea of using all the arts to help, as you said it, the project we did with her was on homelessness. We did a national thing that led us to work with the Department of Culture, which led me to advise ministers. This is why I laugh when I work on a local level. I'm, invited to the Home Office to talk about all the work we do up and down the country.
For people who aren't familiar with Kandu and the Kandu Arts and the shop, the unit you've got in Chippenham, do you want to explain what that is and what it's for?
Tell us about the shop.
It was in response, like yourselves, to the pandemic. Probably thought about doing certain things. We were offered shops by the good people at Emery Gate because they know who we work with, and we work right across the generations. Some people would think we just work with young people. We run an alternative education program that specializes in working with those that are say biggest challenges, hardest to reach, whatever. Bizarrely, we never find the challenges and never find the hardest to reach bit because of the nature of how we work with them. The shop is the shared space. We've got Riverbank Studios, thankfully, because they haven't got a venue at the moment, down in the cellar. We've got, I cannot even tell you the amount of different artists, and people can see all this stuff online. We do the podcast from there and what have you. We put a lot of stuff about just the amazing amount. And I don't know what, like the word talent, because I think people then think that, you can't sing unless you could win the X Factor. Well, I know the Spice Girls, and I'm telling you that I know that Mel and the Sea can definitely sing. I don't know if they'd win the X Factor in it, bizarrely. Do you get me? I don't think she would, but I don't know if they collectively would. But they are massively famous, and I know the cost of that emotionally and mentally for them. So all the stuff we're doing is to try and give the opportunity, because I came from an immigrant family, working class, underclass probably, economic migrants, wouldn't have had these opportunities, would definitely have been a candidate for being the best looking bloke in prison. Do you know what I mean? Hey, let's go in the showers with him. He looks gorgeous and very domesticated. But we were able to do all that. So we want to share it. And it's taken a life of its own. We've got a mate, Lucia Lovett. I'm not going to get in all these different artists, and I don't want to insult them. Alex Moran, all the different Rachel Melody, loads and loads of artists putting their stuff up. But the best bit about it is people just come in and they talk, and we have regular people who talk. We talk about emotional stuff, mental health, around a kitchen from a kitchen, like a kitchen. Listen to me. There is a kitchen downstairs where we make coffee, but there is a table. We talk about things and we take it in turns. And Tom does loads of shifts, and we have the Riverbank downstairs. And we plan stuff there with people, and we answer some of their questions. We find out, we link people with different stuff, and there's loads of swapping of amazing stuff, physical stuff, artistic stuff. ideas and help. It's amazing. Couldn't plan it. It's
It
evolved.
is amazing. It is amazing. And I think it's just an extension of you, really, as a person, as a drive, of a force, as an idea, as a creator.
In Chippenham, around this area, you've got a great thing going on. I love what you're doing in Trowbridge. You've got some amazing people. You know, when you link up, and I'm not criticizing, but they did get rid of gold diggers. Do you know what I mean? They made it into an old age pensioners. Nothing wrong with old age pensioners. If we're lucky, we'll all be one day, right?
Hopefully.
I probably won't make it, but here we go. I'm on a lot of lists now, and it's not to be, it's a podcast. But it's one of them ones. That's what I love about George. That's what I love about Brian, Andy Thatcher, yourself, Tom Mallard, mind.
Tom Mallard.
Isn't he? A legend.
Yeah, he's great. He's great.
Isn't it? Riverbank, unbelievable. And just him right across the board, the amount of energy. Well, he did our Kandu Kicks football tournament, where we play against the police and refugees and all sorts. The guy is beyond being a legend. And
he is fantastic. He's a wonderful human being. So much amounts of patience and empathy. He just gets it. He's the sort of person you want involved in the things that you do.
For people who feel they may well benefit from all the events and all the things that you're doing at Kandu, do people just walk into Emery Gate and find you, or do you get emails?
Lots of people do, but you can get it through our usual channels and telephone and emails and stuff. Admin at Kandu KANDU-arts.com. But lots of people do get in contact, or they come into the shop in Emery Gate. We make meetings with them and put their stuff up.
Tell us about what you're doing next weekend, who's playing, what's happening, why it's happening, that kind of jazz.
The Unlock Reset Festival. So the Unlock bit of it is for people to unwind as well and get back into the swing of things. We wanted to do it on the 21st of June. We basically wanted to do it when Boris said it was going to happen. We went along with it just for the crack. And we actually did something on the 21st. We did do a really a good set, especially in the Emery Gate. We've been putting on gigs in that Emery Gate for Mental Health Week and everything else. It's like another world. It's amazing. You've been there. The atrium bit as a space and real people who don't expect. That's always one of my ideas, to put art where people, hence the shop, art where people, and all the arts, where people at least expect it. So basically, we did the dry run on the 21st. That's all online. We have got the Three Crowns, the Cause, the Flying Monk, Emery Gate, the shop, the new Doorway have moved in. The Homeless Project have moved into the Citadel, so we're doing gigs with them and Tom on the Saturday and Sunday. Revo, where we run our open mic, and of course the wonderful open mic road, Old Road. And we've got all the great people, your fantastic bands on the Saturday.
Yes,
so
thank you.
Plug them on this and our thing. We put up there. I'm really excited by that. And Will Lawton and the Alchemist and Harmony Asia on the Friday with Lindsay Elliott on the Friday. There's loads. There's heaps. People can see all that stuff. But it's like one of your things. And now we're actually combining. I love it.
Yes.
Working with you guys.
But where can people find information about this event online?
If you put Kandu Arts, KANDU Arts into your computer and just follow your fingers, let them do the walking. Facebook, YouTube. I don't know about YouTube. It's probably not. There's loads of stuff on YouTube, loads of films. We've also got a film festival coming up at the Real Cinema in September. Get you over for that.
That's cool.
Yeah. So we do one of them
every
year. So we make films and do the soundtracks and everything else. Oh man,
you're just a force majeure, aren't you? You're just everywhere doing it's just wonderful.
All the things that work with the people that make them work, and yourself, it's a sum of all its parts. I mean,
100%. That's exactly it,
isn't it? 100%. So when we do all this stuff, I might be involved in the creative part of it. Maybe I might be acting and modeling. Of course, not a problem. I'll do that every time. You want a fat version of Ricky Gervais? Why am I doing a bad impersonation of Roger Moore to say that I'm Ricky Gervais or Jack D or like I used to be Jack Nicholson? You know what I mean, Jack? Jeez, Keith, you can talk. You can. I used to get that a lot as a kid, and then threatened to be put into get a lobotomy. Will Lawton,
yes.
Will Lawton, the Alchemist. I'll give you we'll get you the video that we made through the lockdown for Soul Sneeze. You'll love it. He's done a recording in our studio, and I hate to say it, a particularly good recording that my son recorded and my other son filmed. But Will put this up his own thing because it's really beautiful. It's a new song of his. Love loads of his stuff. Right.
So we're going to play for you then. We're going to play Will Lawton, Blackthorn. That's your choice of tune this week.
Yeah.
I'm fractious with a thorn in my heart, and I've only got myself to blame. Maybe I was scratched by the blackthorn, or maybe it's money again. A whisper from the angel told me to let go and be kind and clear some space in my mind. Blackthorn is an old-fashioned word. In Ireland they call it strife, and the wounds from the thorns can turn septic and put a fork in your tongue. The mother of the woods, she protects the songbirds and holds dark secrets, so I can clear space in my mind. Give me something to hold on to. Give me something I can leave. Give me something that is broken. Give me something to believe. Give me space in my mind. me space in my mind.
All right, the track we have played there is Blackthorn. It's by Will Lawton, who's a Malmesbury-based musician. I think he sometimes works with a couple of others and they call themselves the Alchemists, if my memory serves correct.
Yeah, so he did a duo with Will Lawton and Weasel Howlett, I think it was. So he's basically, he does a lot of different musical ensembles and organized setups and all the rest of it. Absolute talent, very good guy. And Will Lawton is going to be playing, so he's playing Chippenham next weekend. He's also playing Trowbridge in September. I think it's the 12th, I think, offhand. But he'll be in Trowbridge at the town hall as well. So doing the rounds, generally speaking.
Definitely, yeah. And Will has also, that song is part of the this year's Stroud Song Contest. Now, I'm not going to give him preference over anyone else. There are 49 songs in this. So what I'm going to suggest you people do is go to stroudsongcontest.co.uk, listen to all the 49 songs and make your own decision. But it's a competition they do every year. And it's you just vote for your favorite wins.
We've spoken in the past with a gentleman from Stroud, and we've talked about the pool of talent in Stroud. You've got Emily Barker, you've got Lucas Drinkwater, you've got Jazz DeLorean. You've got some incredible musicians who call Stroud their home. I'm going to look the list up just to see if they've submitted a song.
Oh, I wonder if there's any Mermaid Chunky. They're my favourite from Stroud.
Mermaid Chunky, see, is another one.
Anyway. So yeah, that was Will Lawton. Time for some news. I'm going to start off just with an event that's coming up this weekend. Now, we've had one of our previous guests was Dave Young, who sadly no longer with us. Yeah. The guys at the Swindon Shuffle are putting on a sister event next weekend, which is the 28th, 29th, which is called
29th, that's correct.
The My Dad is Bigger Than Your Dad Festival.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about this? Why it's called that?
Well, why it's called that was actually covered in the interview with Dave Young when he spoke to us. So, long story short, there was an owner of a venue called Riffs in just outside Swindon in a village called Hook. And David had done an event, and there was some sort of angry argy-bargy between the two organisers. So I think Riffs had done an event purposely to basically annoy Dave. So instead, Dave did a counter event, and he called it My Dad's Bigger Than Your Dad Festival. And what they've effectively done is they've called this event the same thing as an ode to David Young, really, more than anything. It's his humour, it's his nature. And it's basically all the great bands in Swindon, all the people that have been doing the rounds for the years. It's the genuine scene get together. It's happening at the Old Town Bowl. And I am running the second stage. So I'm doing the acoustic stage with Robin Calvert, with the Shudders, and with other people as well. There's going to be some wonderful musicians. I cannot wait to see all my friends, have a little cry, have a little celebration to Dave. It's going to be brilliant.
Definitely, yeah. We've also got the boys from County Hell, Cover Me Bad, Gaz Brookfield, Chaos Brothers, Slaggery, Aaron Bardwell, Hip Root. I was going to leave out the last two on the list then, just because I was running out of breath. Third, Black Sheep Apprentice. That is Saturday, the 28th of August. It's a one-day event, and all profits go to Prospect Hospice.
Yes, there you go.
Kieran, you've got about a minute left if you've got any other news you want to talk about.
The news is, John, that I've handed my notice in at the Nield in Chippenham. I will be leaving there in 3 weeks, and I'll be starting a new job at Trowbridge Town Hall. I'm really excited about it. Cannot wait to work with my new colleagues. And that is the end of the news this week.
Wonderful. Brilliant.
It's time for us to depart.
We will wrap that up then. Don't forget, you can email us, sheerisolation@gmail.com. If you want to go back and listen to any of the tunes that we've played on any of our shows, there is a YouTube playlist available. Just look up Sheer Isolation. And you can also find us on Spotify and all kinds of listen again services. That's us done. Kieran, thank you for rushing back so quickly to join me. I appreciate you. It was a bit of manic to get here. I'm now rushing to take my daughter to gym. So there you go. Oh, that's why you were really being succinct and wrapping stuff up. Normally you're like a nice 5-minute chat afterwards. No, cheers for that then, Kieran. Take care, buddy. Bye-bye. Bye.